Right, so hello everyone. Welcome to PerformanceIN and Webgains hosted webinar on evolving publisher models, where we will be discussing and focusing on the evolving nature of publisher models and the impact this could be having on your affiliate program and wider industry as well. My name is Mustafa Mira, Senior Digital Journalist here at PerformanceIN, who will be monitoring today's session. Presented by Webgains Group Head of Network Development, Amy Spencer, today's session will provide an overview of the latest trends across the affiliate publisher landscape. Throughout the webinar, attendees can submit questions you would like to ask Amy in the chat box below. The session will last 30 minutes, and we will have 5 minutes at the end to answer as many questions as we can. Without further ado, I'll hand you over to Amy Spencer, who will be introduce herself and kick off today's webinar session.
Great, thanks Mustafa. Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the Webgains webinar on evolving publisher models. I'm Amy Spencer, Group Head of Network Development at Webgains, and I'm going to be talking about some of the changes that we've been seeing across the publisher landscape. A little bit about myself. I've been working within the affiliate industry for 9 years. I started publisher side at a company called VoucherCloud, originally working as an account manager. I then went on to lead the affiliate team there. And after that, I then moved network side to Webgains, where I've been for the last 2 years. My role here is to lead the global publisher strategy. And so understanding the latest trends across our publisher landscape is particularly important to me, and I think a useful topic for us to discuss today. So today I'm going to be giving an overview of the existing publisher landscape as it currently stands and highlight some of the changes that we've been seeing over the last 12 months. We'll look at some more of the more disruptive publisher models entering the space, as well as explore how our existing partners have evolved their proposition to remain competitive. For our advertisers, I want to explore how this relates to a growing mix of affiliates on a program, as well as new ways to increase revenue. So looking at our existing publisher landscape, it's certainly one that reflects the current setup of the industry. With majority of our sales tracked on a last click, publisher models such as incentive that feature lower down the purchase funnel continue to win. Whilst this isn't a surprise, we'll look at how these voucher publishers are driving more value for brands in order to remain competitive. We've also seen some growth within the incentive vertical, but the biggest changes mainly have come from the shift in market share across these partners. So when we've seen one voucher code publisher grow, it's quite common to see a decline from another partner. There are a number of factors affecting this, but certainly the low barrier of entry means that we've seen more partners enter the voucher vertical versus any other publisher type within the incentive category. So for example, we've not seen as many new entrants within cashback or comparison partners as we have the voucher vertical. We also quite commonly see the 80-20 Pareto rule is still quite apparent across our affiliate programs. So many are still weighted towards just a handful of publishers driving the bulk of the revenue. Often there are less than 20%, and actually usually it's more like 10% of publishers that are joined to a program driving more than 80% of the revenue. This is something at Webgains we work hard to change, and the client services team do this in a number of ways. We regularly run gap analysis reports to identify the long tail publishers with potential. We often offer incentive for new and inactive affiliates, as well as hosting publisher activation sessions to boost the publisher mix on your program. There's so much opportunity out there, and it's a shame as an industry we're yet to fully utilize it. And on a monthly basis, we're seeing around 400 new publishers join our network, and 60% of these are content. So finding new ways to engage these partners will become important in order to diversify the affiliate programs. We're also starting to see more of a shift towards partnerships between advertisers and the top publishers. And by this, I mean we're working much more strategically with them to help achieve different KPIs, not always just sales. This is something that we aim to develop at Webgains through face-to-face meetings and strategic workshops. Our industry is considered to be built on relationships, and this is something that we invest heavily at Webgains. We're regularly hosting networking opportunities, such as our quarterly speed networking event, affiliate days for clients wishing to spend more face time with our partners, as well as other workshops throughout the year. We've also seen the technology publisher category continue to grow on our network. These are partners that can either drive traffic to a brand's website, and so are much more focused on customer reach, or they are categories where partners are focused on improving conversion rate, and the publisher actually sits on the brand website. Technology partners can disrupt the landscape and help drive innovation for the channel. And it's an area that I hope we see continue to develop. And I'm going to be highlighting some examples later on in the webinar. And finally, macro changes will and have and will continue to have an effect on the publisher mix. And by macro, I mean external economy influences which can affect how we work, such as GDPR or Brexit. So this brings me nicely onto the first trend to discuss, the evolving publisher model. Business models which rely on affiliate revenue are looking at new ways to accelerate growth. Typically, these are publishers who have developed their offering around affiliate marketing, so voucher code sites, cashback sites, and they generate a large proportion of their revenue through CPA activity. And as competition increases within our industry, especially within the UK market, we've seen publisher models blur and become less defined. This is most common with the use of voucher codes, where we've seen cashback sites, comparison, and content incorporate this into their offering. For example, Quidco now uses voucher codes to strengthen cashback offers, meaning the customer benefits from not only the reduced basket value, but also additional bonuses in the form of cashback. We've also seen traditional media houses, which previously would have been classified as content, launch voucher code areas on their site, quite often powered by the top UK voucher partners. This has continued to make it difficult to classify publishers and perhaps shows it's time for a shift in how we view publishers, moving from grouping them based on their category to actually looking at the overall value that they drive. So I'm going to look at one of the more prominent publisher types, which is the voucher code vertical, and discuss how they've evolved in order to remain competitive. These publishers have been working hard to secure white label deals with large media houses, which allow them to power voucher code content. For the voucher code site, this means they can expand their reach to include customers visiting traditional online publications, as well as benefit from improved SEO for brand plus voucher terms. Savings United has, for example, built its business around providing voucher code solutions for media groups. They now power ESI Media, which includes The Independent and The Telegraph, Tech Advisor, and Expert Reviews. And I think this whole approach is actually pretty smart. And on the whole, we've seen quite a positive movement in the industry as a result. Previously, these large online publishers were not as engaged in the channel and mainly worked via display. Now we've seen the media houses monetize their content through affiliate marketing, and as a network, we have a relationship with them via the voucher code partners, via sub-networks, and also directly, which is great. Another area the publisher type has evolved is through the channels that they offer brands and how they can target customers. Voucher code sites such as Voucher Cloud and Global Savings Group can offer influencer reach as part of the wider voucher code-led campaign that they offer. So placing more emphasis around creative messaging and storytelling, which adds value to brand campaigns and can help support other marketing activity. And whilst this is fairly new territory for these publishers, it's clear that they are working harder to secure content from brands and increase their appeal. Last year, we also saw consolidation within the voucher vertical. And whilst this is not limited to this model, there have been a number of acquisitions, including Global Savings Group and Pouch, My Voucher Code and Go Compare, and Groupon and Voucher Cloud in the space of just a year. So even within one publisher category, we've seen a fair amount of change and new initiatives to consider which can affect the way that we work with them. So for this particular publisher category, the voucher code category, I think there are some short-term considerations when reviewing the impact on an affiliate program. Firstly, brands that run voucher code activity can benefit from increased reach due to the white label partnership that voucher code sites have with media partners. This means that they can efficiently get their brand in front of more eyeballs. It's also worth pointing out, though, that as a result of this, the search engine results page, so the SERPs for brand plus voucher terms, have become even more competitive. And for brands working with voucher code partners, they're now less likely to see their own brand websites listed in the search results. This means customers searching for these keywords now usually go via a voucher code site or one of their partners and not direct to a brand's website. The blurring of publisher models also results in brands needing to understand the overall value they can drive and reward based on the partnership value. This lends itself well for a focus on partnership management to maximize return. We've also seen there is an opportunity for brands to be more creative with these publishers who have evolved their offering to include other channels, and benefiting by working with these publishers, and they can be much more creative in their approach and really go to town with the storytelling of messages to customers. So far, overall, there's been no immediate evidence to suggest a negative impact from the publisher mergers that we've seen in this category. And in fact, in the example of Groupon and VoucherCloud's acquisition, we've seen this publisher achieve even better performance results and improve their international offering. So this kind of brings me on to the second trend to highlight, which is emerging publisher models. These are the newer publishers that have entered the channel and are impacting the affiliate programs in a different way. I'm going to pick just a few examples to discuss with you. So the first and one of the newer models to grow on our network this year is CSS. CSS stands for Comparison Shopping Services and refers to publishers who can place shopping ads on Google on behalf of a merchant. There's now a number of different publishers active in this space within the affiliate channel, and they're driving really high volumes for our clients. In 2017, the European Commission instructed Google to give its comparison shopping competitors equal treatment after fining them 2.4 billion euros for breaching competition rules. And in response, Google also introduced a 20% discount on CPCs for these CSS partners. And some of the top performing partners on our network, like RedBrain, NMPI, and fashion comparison site List, are doing particularly well in this field. And this means that brands can, via these CSS partners, get more of their product catalog listed within Google's shopping space, all on a CPA basis, which is brilliant. And from the customer's perspective, they too can benefit from a better mix of products available. For this to really work, though, it's really important for product feeds to be up to date and displaying all of the correct information. And during Q4, we activated many CSS partners, and RedBrain in particular did really well. They worked with one of our watch retailers, and in the space of a week, they grew sales by over 800%, and AOV also increased by 25%. They were able to sell a larger range of products versus the other activity they previously explored with this publisher, and they continue to show really promising results. So if you haven't already explored this type of activity, I'd really recommend speaking with your network to help understand how you can test these partners and how they can kind of grow to be some of the top performing publishers on your program. So whilst the idea of technology partners within the affiliate space is not new, the type of publisher that we've seen join our network and quickly make an impact has changed. Historically, the tech category was dominated by display and overlay partners. Now this has started to shift with new models coming into the space which actively respond to market challenges. Technology plays an important role on our network, and it helps drive innovation and improve the way we can target customers. Many new tech partners within the space are now using machine learning and AI to boost their proposition to clients. And what's more, most of the newer partners that we've seen joining our network are still available on a CPA basis. And RevLifter are relatively new to our network, and they're a partner that I think, is kind of disrupting the traditional voucher space quite well. They enable retailers to deploy personalized deals in real time based on what the consumer has in their basket and is looking at on that particular advertiser's website. It essentially allows a brand to upsell or cross-sell to customers in real time by offering additional voucher codes. They also offer SEO iframes to help ensure a brand's own voucher page activity ranks in Google. And this allows brands to manage their own voucher code activity and offers more control. From the customer's perspective, it also means that consumers are more likely to be presented with a voucher code that is tailored to them, with a more direct route to purchase. So certainly a good one if you've been doing a lot of voucher code activity and you're exploring how to expand on this and get more control back into the way that you work with voucher codes. Another publisher that's doing really well within the tech vertical for us is Increasingly. And this is a fantastic example of a new technology focusing on improving conversion. They provide a solution allowing brands to automate product bundles on their website, and their technology focuses on dynamic cross-selling and basket abandonment. They can generate product sets in real time refreshes, and the data that they use can look at behavior, what stock levels are like, and a number of different things to make sure that it's relevant to the customer. So if you're an advertiser that has a wide range of products and perhaps you're seeing baskets with only 1 or 2 items converting, this could be a great partner to consider. On average, they can increase AOV by 12% and can considerably boost conversion. And we've been seeing some really strong performance from them in the last year on a number of different programs. And I have to say the team at Increasingly are great to work with. It's probably worth me saying as well that these types of tech affiliates are usually placed on a soft cookie, so they won't impact the other affiliate activity you have running currently. So some of the new technology coming through our channel is not only targeted at advertisers, but also available to enhance the customer journey from a publisher site. Monotote are a quite good example of this. They provide a shoppable content solution for publishers, and it allows publishers to tag products that they are promoting via video and images and creates more of a seamless shopping experience. Publishers can also provide more detailed information such as stock levels prior to the customer visiting the brand site, which often helps with conversion. And for advertisers integrated with Monotote, it can help them deepen the publisher partnerships and benefit from increased brand engagement. So I definitely think they're one that we'll see more of in the months to come. Another example that I wanted to highlight was online to offline. And whilst these campaigns are not new, Voucher Cloud and Top Cashback, for example, have run in-store campaigns for many years now, the way in which we're seeing them being pushed through the channel is changing. The team at Fiddle make it easier for brands to reach customers in-store. They offer an API-driven platform allowing brands to run card-linked offers across a range of publishers who can provide offline reach. Card-linked technology makes it easy to link payment cards to loyalty and promotional platforms, so much so that customers can be rewarded when shopping in store. It's basically the same as getting cashback online, but it's available for offline purchases. There's also no in-store training that's needed for staff or EPOS requirements, so that's really good. And Fiddle currently work with a range of different publishers, and their reach includes the likes of Airtime Rewards, Top Cashback, Avios, Perkbox, and I know this is an area that they're growing. So this platform can help bring more awareness to high street stores and open up the potential to drive more impulse purchases through smart targeting. So I've highlighted a few examples, but obviously there are many other partners out there that have brought new opportunities to the channel and are starting to impact the affiliate programs that we work with. And whilst it's very early days for these new entrants, brands that can effectively engage with different publisher models will develop a more balanced publisher portfolio, which is what we want. This will help mitigate risk associated with being overly reliant on a particular publisher model or partner and brings more creativity to your program. With new publishers entering the space, this brings competition and development across the publisher channel. Understanding the different publisher capabilities will help ensure that you maximize these opportunities across different channels. And the publisher team at Webgains actively support new partners in our industry. So if you want to find out who they're speaking and who they're championing, then please get in touch. Thirdly, these changes that we're starting to see present a good opportunity for brands. So I would really call for you to take advantage of the new publisher models emerging. Don't be afraid to test activity. Many opportunities are still CPA based and may help you achieve different KPIs. So for example, if you're looking to target Generation Z, for example, those who live on their mobiles, use publishers that are more active in this space, like the tab and mobile-based games like Snatch, for example. I think the affiliate channel can offer a lot of innovation for advertisers, but it really does need affiliate managers to firstly embrace it, but also kind of champion it internally to their stakeholders. And your network should be able to introduce you to these partners and facilitate tests so you can start to expand how you work with the different publishers available. So what does this all mean for you and the affiliate channel? Well, firstly, if you're a publisher, then there's clearly a lot of competition out there. So understanding your USPs versus your competitors will be essential. Whether that's the service you offer or response times or a unique feature, it's important to clearly communicate this to your network and advertisers. Continuing to innovate and evolve your proposition, no matter how small, could give you the edge. And if you're an advertiser, work closely with your network to test new partners and make the most of what the channel has to offer. Change the balance of your program through appropriately rewarding new publishers as well. I mean, for me, I find it amazing just how wide-reaching the publisher landscape is and the level of opportunity available outside of the top 10 or 20 that drive the bulk of the revenue. So making the most of the scale, reach, and innovation other publishers can offer will keep our channel interesting and ensure we will continue to grow. So to conclude, I'd like you to consider the following 3 questions. Firstly, are you making the most out of your existing partnerships? How well do you know your publishers, their capabilities, and how they can help you achieve your KPIs? And thirdly, do you have an open mind to testing some of the new opportunities available via our channel? Thank you so much for listening in today. If you have any questions, please post them in the channel or drop me an email or a line. I know we'll be following up with you all afterwards. But yeah, thanks very much for tuning in.
Cool. Thank you very much, Amy Spencer, for sort of running through the evolving publisher landscape. That was a really insightful session as well. So we just got one quick question that sort of come through. So kind of just reading from the chat group. So quick question. So with disruptive technologies shaping publisher models, with some of the examples that you mentioned, would you recommend using multiple models to enhance your program performance, or solely focus on one model that's most fitting or effective for you?
Yeah, thanks, Mustafa. It's a good question. I think it totally depends on what the publisher is offering and how they intend to help you achieve your KPIs. As I mentioned, technology partners can either help increase reach. So, for example, they could be a display partner, retargeting partner, or CSS that I mentioned, or help improve conversion. So for CSS partners, it is absolutely possible to work with multiple providers. But if you're looking at on-site technology, such as an overlay partner, you'd probably really want to only focus on working with one partner at a time. But absolutely test it out. And if in doubt, speak to us. Our publisher team are experts at this stuff, and they're always happy to have a chat with you about the best way to test some of these new partners.
Cool. And I think that's all the questions that have come through. So huge thank you again to Amy Spencer for talking through today's webinar session, and also for you guys, the attendees, for listening in. Just a heads up for those who sort of missed out, there will be a recording of this webinar session, so we'll be emailing it across to everyone that's attended today, and also there'll be a brief write-up on PerformanceIN website as well, so be able to recap on today's session here. So yeah, thanks again, everyone. Huge thanks again to Amy Spencer, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.